You're such an asshole.
Got kind of an interesting question. There's been some interesting questions today, in part because this is cultural. I did not know this. Hello, Aaron. I hope this email finds you well. I'm a second-time customer. I'll likely be returning to you 5 times more if my voice holds out. This is a lovely service. I'll try to keep this anonymous as possible without leaving out important details. I'm a South Asian, early 20-year-old with a bachelor's in business. I'm considering a master's of finance at a fairly prestigious university for Canada anyway. Right away, I can hear your disapproval, but hear me out. In my horse bleep culture, prestige and social status matter immensely. The difference between bachelors and masters is analogous to a watch from Hugo Boss and Rolex. I can't afford either. I refuse to afford either. The program costs about $30,000 and will last 1 year. Sorry, just adjusting my nutsack. If I ever intend on marriage, which I'm still unsure about, it'll be a great asset to have this worthless master's degree. Here's a brief summary of my financials, assets all inherited, $250,000. Oh, you got a not a stipend. What the heck do they call it? Your rent is covered for the rest of your life. What do they call that? You're a pension, annuity pension, and you're paid $1,500 a month. Got some student loans. All figures are in Canadian dollars, otherwise known as monopoly money. Yeah, because US dollars are so much more authentic. Hope to hear from you soon. I said, well, if it's just a master's degree that matters, why don't you get one online from an accredited college in either the United States or Canada? I don't know what it costs, but it certainly is less than $30,000, regardless video, blah, blah, blah. And he says, just pay for a video's response. It's not just the masters, it's also the institution. Oh, God, really? Really? Is your no, you yourself said horse bleep culture. It is horse bleep. Because the degree is worthless and no one knows it. Nobody, all I know is Ryerson. I don't even know if that's the Ivy League of Canada. I just know a lot of people go there. No one knows Canadian universities. Nobody. Practically no one even knows Canada exists except you guys are really nice. It's not just the masters, it's also the institution. I intend to get it from, and you list 2 schools. I don't want to identify you. Both schools I've never heard of, man. So if I haven't heard it and I'm in the United States, but your family is from Asia, I almost guarantee you they didn't hear about these schools, or are they really that far up their own asses? They know these schools, which are highly accredited here in Canada. It wouldn't mean anything if I got it from Alabama Tech or worse yet, the Carlson School of Management. You got to get it from a prestigious school, huh? Oh, God, man. God. I'm just wondering how to make this less painful. The earlier I get it, the more social proof. Okay, but what does social proof get you? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, on one hand, you say, like, this horse bleep culture. Well, how about you say screw your culture? I'm not saying don't visit your mom and dad. I don't abandon your family. Heck, don't abandon whatever good cultural things are in your culture, whatever holidays or even garb or food. I'm not saying abandon that, but I'll tell you this, it's not just South Asia, whatever that means, but East India or East Indians, Asia in general, and certainly Eastern Asians. But I bet you the entire continent of Asia. Man, those parents all got to play this prestige game. Oh, my son went here, my son went there, turkey. And they all go into that. I have a buddy, I can't mention who, but his sister got a Vietnamese wedding, and like the whole family almost went broke trying to pay for it because they had to brag to their brother that his daughter had a better wedding. I'm like, shouldn't you guys be buying a house? So do you have any ability to say, no, this culture sucks, it's stupid, that's why I'm going to school or working in Canada, that's why I went to the West? And yes, Mom, I love you. Yes, Dad, and I'll come here for Rutabaga Fest or whatever the heck they got going on in your country. And I'll do this and I'll marry a traditional girl. But and I got a buddy who I got several buddies from India, but one I think a lot, and I'm not saying you're from India, but to give an example, I think a lot of these ancient holdovers that are damaging, where you have overly expensive weddings and overly priced worthless degrees and all this status that is essentially no different than when the brothers go and rent rims. I was looking at getting some rims for one of my cars, like, get a little bit of flash. And you can rent them. And I knew this. You could rent them. I'm like, okay, that's just stupid. That is just pissing away your money. And it's the equivalent to that. You're renting rims. But it's not like rims where you return it and you could actually afford that. This is going $30,000, not into debt. I mean, you could afford it. But your time that's being wasted. And my buddy and he's like, yeah, they're kind of getting away from that. And they're like, nah, we really just need a real degree. So ideally, you would just like tell your horse bleep culture to shove it and you don't care. We immigrants like to make our parents proud. Well, screw your parents. Make them proud by making money, not by going into debt and getting worthless degrees. Even when it means doing dumb bleep like this. My parents' friends always ask what I'm doing. I know if I have a master's of finance from a prestigious school, make them feel a lot better. No. This is exactly what I'm. No, screw your parents. Screw your parents. All right? Oh God, this is exactly what I was talking about. This pisses me off to no end because you're not the first person to come into this. I have some people who are not as in good as financial shape as you. And they come here as immigrants, first generation or just student visas. And their parents basically want their children to ruin their lives so their parents have bragging rights. F your parents. You want your parents to be proud? Go make money. Like, so you're now like, and you got to maybe this is another conversation, but you got to explain it to me. Like, do parents understand that a college degree is not success? Are they proud of you when you, like, let's say you never even went to college. Okay, hear me out. So you come to Canada, you get a degree in accounting or something practical. And then you start Ahmed, his name isn't Ahmed, Ahmed's Cookies. All right. And it's like Fields Cookies down here in Minnesota, in the United States. And you say, you become the G.R. Horton, whatever the coffee store. You become the premier luxury Canadian cookie company, right? Oh man, Ahmed's got the best cookies. All right. You become a multimillionaire. All right. But because you don't have a college degree, are your parents still going to be ashamed? Or they'll be like, hey, he started Ahmed's Cookies. Yeah, you can find it on the most famous. They sell millions, billions of cookies. They're like the McDonald's of Canada, but cookies. Would they be proud? Or do you have to go and do, frankly, stupid shit like getting worthless degrees and wasting your time? Because if it's stupid hoop jumping, expensive hoop jumping, by the way, I would say no. No. Who cares about how proud your parents? Go be proud. You should be proud of yourself. You should go and start a company, do your own thing. Just become a good. I don't want to give away your profession. Matter of fact, I don't think you gave it to me. But you should just go. I have a feeling you're not majoring in something. Well, wait. You majored in what? You did major in something dumb. What was your undergrad? Bachelor's in business. All right. You should really get a master's in accounting and go become an accountant. That's really what you should do. See, like if there was an employment prospect, like, okay, I go back to the home country, I have my master's degree from this prestigious school, and it gets me into a relatively well-known employer back at home. All right, I could see it. But that degree is not, the only value that degree has is that it makes your parents proud. And it's false pride because they don't know it's a completely worthless degree. If it got you a job in Canada, okay, maybe then because there'd be pride in having the career, but the degree unto itself is worthless. And these Asian parents need to have a stick shoved up their ass to say, hey, in the West, we don't give a crap what our kids do well. I take that back. They're very much like Asian parents as well. My child graduated. I'm a loser, but my daughter has a master's degree from Middlebury in children's literature. So it's more pronounced, though, with this immigrant community. where you just go and get advanced degrees for the sake of advanced degrees. No. That's not the key to success. What I would do is I go work. Now, if you think it'll help you land a job in Canada, going to a prestigious school, I mean, you can afford it. Okay, yeah, then do that. But for your own sake, so you don't waste time, and it's towards a larger, more productive goal, fine, do it. But I would, anyway you can do a master's in accounting and then sit for the CPA. Look, if you got to spend a year and the money on a degree, why a master's in finance? Why not a master's in accounting? Then you sit for the Canadian CPA. Well, they have a little bit different way to become. You become a Canadian CPA. And then whether you're in Canada or where you go back to the home country, you could do taxes over the internet. And they're like, oh, what's Ahmed doing? Ahmed's doing taxes for Canadians. Really? Is that why he has first world income in a second world country? And he lives on that island with all the other rich people? Yes. I'm proud of Ahmed. Then you get the pride, you get the self-employment, you get the employability, you get the money. Like, that's what I would do. If there's a way you could major in accounting, get your master's in accounting, and then go for your Canadian CPA, that's what I would do. But I would not get a master's of finance. Absolutely not. And if the only reason was to make your parents proud, absolutely not. No. These foreign parents need to understand you send your kids to a Western school. You're not saying, oh, they have a degree. Because then you're no smarter than the American or Canadian parents in this case. You want practicality. You want to make money. That way, like, hi, Dad. Oh, no, I'm good, Dad. You know, then you can buy your dad a Rolex because you're actually making money. You're like, my son got me a Rolex. Holy cow. Because here's the thing. You want to make your parents really proud? It's a long-term game, because I've seen this happen with friends and other people where it's like, oh, they all try and brag about their essentially 24-year-old son because they got a master's degree or whatever. Yeah, well, give it 10 years. And then I found, oh, yeah, well, they're pregnant. No, they can't afford. They need to borrow money from dad. No. How about you long-term pride? My son's never asked for money. No, he runs a small little accounting firm and a cookie shop, whatever. Like, that's what you should be aiming for. So screw your parents. Your parents are probably what? My age, if you're in your younger 20s. Yeah, early 20-year-old. Okay, so your parents are my age, maybe a little bit older. My generation are assholes. They're dumb. They're stupid. Regardless, globally. And there's still this ego. They're still relatively young enough to still have ego. No, screw your parents' pride, man. Do what's best for you long term. Masters in accountancy. Sit for the CPA. Boom. That's the silver bullet that kills all these problems. But if you don't want to get your master's in accountancy, I wouldn't do it. What I would do, why don't you just work a little bit? Get some years experience. That's going to help out. That'll build towards long-term pride, make your parents long-term proud. Then once you get some years experience, then I don't know, accounting and master's in accounting. Maybe you want to go in IT. I don't know. But there's nothing wrong. And look, and that was the other thing. If I ever intend on marriage, which I'm still unsure about, it'd be a great asset. How about you find it? Well, you just said the culture was horseshit. Maybe find a girl who's not believing in that, if you can, back in the home country. Or maybe you find a gal in Canada. Well, good luck with that. Which I understand why you're unsure. But you shouldn't have to get a master's degree, man. I wonder, and because when does it end? Then you're gonna have kids, and oh, my son has a man. You left the home country for a reason. You came here for a reason. Now, obviously, it was education, but wasn't there some cultural things? You wouldn't have to deal with this cultural garbage. And but yeah, again, another reason that's the silver bullet is your undergrad is worthless. So you might as well salvage it with a master's in accountancy. I think that's the best route. Then you actually do have a real job. You actually have a real skill. You have remote employment ability. You can move in between, live wherever you want, go back home, find a traditional gal. Yes, I do have a master's. Yes, Mom, I haven't done anything with it. But if you want to brag to Aunt Judy and Aunt well, I guess they wouldn't be called Aunt Jessica and Judy. Aunt whoever. Abigail, whatever. You can brag, but I still haven't done anything with it. But yeah, that's what I would do. And you just take your time with marriage. There's no rush. There's no rush. Parents, friends always has to make him proud. If I had a kid, I'd feel happy if he wanted to make his old man me proud. Yeah, but not. He's not making you proud. You see how it's fake pride? Because you're not working. I mean, you're working now, but just getting a degree does not. There's no value in that. None. If you translate it into a career, like, oh, my son's going to med school. Well, let me know when he becomes a doctor, that kind of thing. Oh, he's a doctor. All right, now we got progress. He's a dentist. He's a pilot, right? And you got to stop putting your parents ahead of you. You want to make your parents proud? You become the best version of you possibly can. And then it's not, oh, I have all these degrees or a PhD. Oh, I have this degree, but I'm also the owner of my own accountancy or my consulting firm. And it's not a fake consultancy or accounting firm. It's a real one where I make real money. And that would make your man proud. What would you rather? Ask yourself this question. Let's say you had a son or a daughter. Would you want them to have an advanced degree, but not really working anything good because it's a degree in finance or something like that? Oh, it's from a prestigious school. Or would you rather have them have an advanced degree and then also have a profession or an undergrad degree, but it's the right thing and they make, $250,000 a year? What would you prefer? I would think you would prefer the actual production, not the mere certification in the form of a college degree. Not to mention the prestige it would carry me through marriage. You see, we would rather our daughters marry a PhD in law making $80,000 rather than an electrician making $125,000. Well, maybe that's why your country is a shithole. Maybe that's why you left. That makes no sense. We would rather our daughters marry a PhD in lawmaking. But then it's not for love or for the best interest of your daughter or daughters or your sons in your case. It's all about ego. Gee, and I wonder why you don't have an income per capita. I don't know what country you're from, but it's probably not where you got, what's the U.S., 55, 56,000 income per capita? Like, come on, man. Really? Do you want to play this game? And do you want some girl that's marrying you for prestige and status and all the family? Ooh, he has a doctor. I mean, this reminds me of like the Real Housewives or whatever town they do. I don't know if they show that up in Canada, but look up the Real Housewives of Dallas, the Real Housewives of what. It's all fake. I know it's stupid, but if I want to play the game, I have to follow the stupid rules of the game. No, you don't. No, you don't, man. Why don't here? Just do this for me, all right? Go work and make some money. All right. Go enjoy. All right. It's too late now. Seasons get a little. I was going to say get a motorcycle ride through British Columbia. It's beautiful out there. But for now, just why don't you work? Take a breather. You've been going to school since you were 5. And then why don't you see if there's an accountancy program and set forth your aims to get your CPA. That way you're not wasting a year of your time. You're not wasting the money. You have yourself, and then you can actually be, regardless, your parents will be proud, fine. But for you, you're making good money. You're self-employed. You can live wherever you want. You could derive a first world income out of Canada because you're Canadian CPA, but you get to live with second world or third world costs. And then you're hanging out with Seth Himes, enjoying a nice drink over in Phuket, over in Thailand or wherever. He's somewhere in Thailand. So that's what I would do. Just the amount of wasted money. That's because we need prestige. It's akin to like when you have all these poor people in the United States, and then the kid is the first kid to go to college, and then the whole family, which has been piss poor the entire time, they live in a trailer, they keep having kids they can't afford. Our daughter went to college. Okay, she went. She didn't get a degree yet. And then when she did get a degree, it's in criminology because she wants to figure out why all her brothers are in the clink. And she's like, but she's the first to graduate. She's like amazing. Oh, we're so proud. She hasn't done anything. Competent man. Listen to this guy. He's even older and more angry than I am. $2. Do not spend $30,000 on a master's of finance. Correct. Any other super chats here? I think we're caught up. I'm a little sparse on the super chats today. Although then again, I have done 16 videos. Prestige scam is the best. Thank you, there are no. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. There is. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, AstroConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.